Kamen Rider X8 episode 25 review / reaction by me, Mecha Slash, as usual, and around about Sunday afternoon. Now, let's get started. First things first, there was a new opening today. Well, new-ish. It was the same song, but it had new visuals and shit. Because, it's been a long time since we had an opening anyway, right? So, I felt nice, because I've been watching the Akito, and, that has an opening every week, and, I really love the opening now because it just plays all the time, and it's really good. And, of course, X8's opening is really good, and I'd love to hear it more. However, it did make sense as to why they were cutting it in previous episodes because, Dan the Man Kuroto was on an absolute rampage, and so, that being as it was, they needed to cut down the time. They needed to cut off the opening so that we had more time for the more Dan the Man Kuroto doing what he did best. So, but this and then starting a new arc, so I probably feel like they can take it a little easy on how much time they need on the episodes. But yeah, the new opening looks nice, and it was nice to have the opening back again. But this week's real focus was the start of Kamen Rider Chronicle. Now, I know Persona 5 and Nier Automata and all these great games have been coming out this year or whatever, and I know supposedly that Persona 5 is going to be the game of the year for a lot of people, but to be real with you, I think Kamen Rider Chronicle might beat all these games. I mean, video games took up and they've evolved. This is the next step for video games. This is what Dan wanted. This is the dream that Dan wanted to see. And even though he's dead, he should be happy his dream came true. And, this is also Pilot's dream. And as we find out later, he has his own motivations for doing this. But yes, it starts off with a bunch of civilians trying to beat up Salty. By the way, Salty is a goddamn beast in this episode. He's savage. He's level 10. He's beasting. I was like, holy fucking shit, Salty is fucking taking out these dudes. This is a video game objective to, beat Salty, because that's supposedly the way. I don't know. I guess they cure themselves temporarily so they go on to the next stage. What happens if we don't clear the event? I mean, I don't know. I mean, especially with the way this episode ended, it's well, they got beasted by Pallet, so I don't know. But yeah, we'll get to that later. But yeah, I'm not sure. So that's their objective, and I'm like, okay, well, Salty's kind of a scrub, and I was wrong. He was piecing dudes up. He was like, you're too low level for me, motherfucker. I'm like, god damn, Salty's a beast. And it turns out, Bucksters get stronger with each death. So I was like, oh, okay, well, shit. He got beasted to fuck last time. So, and of course it makes sense because these guys have to be formidable for this Kamen Rider Chronicle arc to mean anything. So this is good. But yeah, they got civilians transforming with their fucking civilian gadgets. Now, I'm pretty sure the commercials don't say that you die in the game, you die for real, because if they did, I don't think the games would have been selling as much, because, when Palad, beasted all of those scrubs at the end of the episode, they were all like, oh, we gotta try again, and they start getting Kujo Kiryu, and they start disappearing. You're like, no, I don't want to die. Oh my god, help! Oh god, I don't want to die. And I'm just like, oh my god. Some kids, just imagine some fucking 6-year-olds in Japan right now just sitting there watching the screen, and their parents are just sitting there watching it too, and it's just another wholesome episode of Kamen Rider X8. Oh, kids. Don't you just love Sundays? It's holy fucking shit. What the hell's going on? So yeah, some brutal shit to be sure. I don't know. I was feeling it though. I can be honest with that. I like the whole scene with Hero, trying to find out what's going down because he asked the new fat president what's going down. But I could tell he wasn't serious because he didn't have his what's that dude's name? He didn't have his Suwabe voice activated. He had his normal actor voice. That guy's so swag though. I really actor's got some sort of charisma. He's got a presence to him, He's always got raising an eyebrow. He's like, that fuck? You think I give a shit, boy? This guy's he's entertaining. I like him. He's also got good chemistry with Poppy's actor, I guess. They're funny together. So that's cool. Even though she's evil and brainwashed now, that's kind of fucked up. But hey, at least it's entertaining. And you can't complain about that. So, yeah, I mean, X8 is still good without Dan. That's crazy, right? I know some people were concerned about that. I know a person who was really concerned about that. But it's still good. it's still really good. I don't know what to say. This episode was really entertaining. I liked it. And they didn't have Dan. There's no Kyria, but the show's still carrying on strong. I guess they'll probably make Palad really charismatic, and this new fat guy, the president, who's also has he's got Suwame's voice. He has potential there. So there's just like some new characters, some new swag going down. You know, we even got all the Bugsters are back, so that's cool. I don't know, I'm looking forward to it. I'm not sure what the writers are going to do because the civilians are going to keep getting in their way, and like they're going to have to fight those guys. I mean, are they going to have to kill them? I mean, the next episode preview, they're all like, what the fuck do we do? I mean, unless the solution is as simple as I'm thinking, and, you know, Emu could just reprogram their, belts or whatever so they can't transform again. I mean, that's also a solution. I don't know if that popped up into his head, or maybe it won't work. Who knows? There's some crazy shit going on in X8 these days. I'm not sure what the fuck's going down, but I'm pretty sure that's a solution, and it might happen next week. I mean, because otherwise, they're going to have to slaughter a bunch of innocent people every week. And I don't think that's going to happen because, they're supposed to be doctors and, I don't know. Emu doesn't have the stomach for that. So there's obviously going to have to be some sort of solution. But yeah, it's totally fucked up. He failed to save people this time, and they all died because they fought a level 50 dude. Which, by the way, come on, Violet. I thought you were a gamer, man. Well, actually, I was going to say I thought he wanted the challenge, but, there are a lot of gamers who just like beating up on scrubs. So, in that sense, it's kind of realistic. So never mind. This makes complete sense, and he just had to feel himself. And, it turns out that this game is all for the purpose of exterminating humanity, which means everybody's playing this game, which is what I said Persona 5 does not stand a chance against the true God game. The true God's gift. Kamen Chronicle, obviously. I mean, it's the game of the year. You can't, what? Look at the guy who worked on it. You think there's any other guy who has a charisma like Dan Kuroto? Hell no, he's a goddamn beast. So naturally, Kamen Rider Chronicle is the game of the year. It has to be, because Dan Kuroto was the man who backed it. So, come on, there's no argument here. But yes, this game exists for the purpose of exterminating humanity, and they're just trying to enjoy themselves while they do it. And, it turns out Pallet hates humanity, apparently, because they're very cocky or whatever. That's kind of weird, but I'm like, okay, whatever. I'll just roll with it. I mean, you're going somewhere with that, who knows, but that's the overall goal, and so far they're succeeding at it. But, what does that mean? Does that mean everybody is playing, everybody in the world is playing it? Grandma's got a dash that she's going to come out there and fucking transform? I mean, there's going to be a lot of people left over because not everybody's playing the game. What about blind people? Like, what the fuck? Are they playing too? Am I going to have to fucking play Ray Charles in fucking Kamen Rider Chronicle? I don't know if I can handle that sort of stress. I mean, but I would honestly, if this game was real, I'd pick it up to be honest with you, because, everybody playing this game, you just gotta make sure not to fucking kill each other. But, there will be some unhinged gamers that would probably have to take down, but, it's all for the sake of the greater good anyway, because they would have been annoying us online somehow. So this is good. But anyway, yes. That's my review of Kamen Rider X8 this week, and I hope you enjoyed it. And, honestly, like I said, the show's just getting better and better, and it's just hyped to follow it weekly. So, yeah, that's hype.